Let's now move on to the bug out bag and your web gear. When you need to evacuate or clear the area for 72 hours or less, for whatever reason, catastrophe or not, you should do so with a pre-packed and highly organized Alice medium rucksack. It just makes good sense to carry a minimal amount of gear to comfortably and efficiently get you through the next few days or maybe week. What I'm about to dive into here is going to be very detailed and highly organized. This is all about your bug out bag and web gear, which together form your core survival unit. A lot of attention must go into its creation. It's as simple as that, and there's no easy way around it. I'll also talk in some depth concerning your web gear, which is simply a harness attached to a utility belt with a lot of gear hooked to it. Remember, your web gear is your last line of defense, and it's here where you carry all your crucial items for ultimate survival. Your web gear is the holy grail of all your survival tool sets. It doesn't get any more serious than this, folks. Your web gear stays on your body and is with you at all times. If you ever have to ditch your rucksack for whatever reason, it is your web gear that is going to save your ass time and time again. Okay, let's get started. Okay, as you can see here, the Alice Pack has 3 outside elongated pockets. Everything I carry in these 3 outside pockets are quick access items. The middle pocket contains light medical items, the pocket on the right contains cooking items, and the left pocket over here contains personal and hygiene items. So if I'm on the move and I need to grab one of these items, bam, there it is, quick and easy. Okay, enough said about that, it's just common sense. Now let's unpack the medical pocket here. Before I go through each item here, bear in mind that as a Special Forces medic, I have a whole other intensive medical bag, along with long-term supplies, but we'll get into that in another video. These here are just a few quick and light medical items that can hold me over just for 72 hours. Also, if I'm driving, I'll obviously be taking my intensive medical bag in the bug-out vehicle as well. Okay, here's an energy drink for a quick pick-me-up when on the go. And over here are 2 Cliff energy shots. It's like a quick pick-me-up gel. More caffeine along with essential vitamins to help you focus or stay awake in a stress situation. And these 4 items grouped over here. One is a Squincher electrolyte replacement packet, which is to be added to your water to replace trace minerals that you'll be sweating out. We also have a Taster's Choice ground coffee packet and 2 Coffee Mate packets. Again, you might want a hot cup of coffee at the day's end. If you can spare it, why not? Over here you have an Athletic Ace bandage for sprains. You have some Benadryl cream for stings or bites, or just topological allergic reactions. And then here's some Tiger Balm for sore muscles. Okay, over here we have 3 small containers. One is sublingual B12 to replenish your nerves and counter fatigue. Another is Benadryl tablets, again for allergic conditions, to be taken by mouth only. And finally, water purification tablets, a must in the wild, folks. I can't stress that enough. Without clean water, you're dead. Over here we have 3 larger containers. One is Bare Aspirin for basic or minor pain management. We then have Motrin as a low-level anti-inflammatory. And then some very strong multivitamin tablets, again to replenish and supply a full spectrum of vitamins and minerals, obviously important in a stress situation. Here we have Alka-Seltzer tablets, since you might be eating MREs or other dehydrated foods that your digestive system might still be getting adjusted to. Here we have some vitamin C packets, 1 packet to be taken each day in order to boost your immune system, as stress takes a toll on the immune system for sure. Here we have Neosporin ointment, a mild antibacterial to be applied to any scrapes or cuts immediately. The last thing you want to be dealing with in a disaster scenario is a freaking stupid staph infection that could have been handled with a little common sense. Of course, here's our extra large band-aids. Extra large because I can later cut them down to a smaller size if need be. And alcohol swabs. This is a good, quick, and expedient disinfectant. And if you're giving injections, gotta have them. Moleskin. Anyone who's been in the field knows that moleskin is your feet's best friend. Blisters will F you up in the field if you don't take care of them ASAP. A must-have. 2x2 gauze pads necessary to cover any pus-filled infections or oozing boils or even blisters if need be. Okay, let's take a look at the right cooking pocket. Here's the layout, and the first item is the jet boil system. It runs around 139 bucks and can boil water in about 90 seconds at high elevations. If you can afford it, do it. If not, get your ass out there and start collecting wood. Hot water is important for emergencies, for dehydrated foods on the run, for medicinal teas, for whatever. Gotta have it, and it's gotta be quick with no mess. Here's the jet boil fuel. I have about 30 of these canisters stored in the bunker room. The jet boil system comes with its own cup. Here's a foldable spoon, fork, knife combo. And here are some military leather gloves that I stow in this pocket because they're easily accessible. Let's move on to the left personal pocket. Here's a mosquito net which fits over your boonie hat. 6 months in Central America taught me the extreme value of this little item. Gotta have it. Over here we have the basics. Foldable scissors, murine eye drops, chapstick, antibacterial hand sanitizer, large toenail clippers for the feet, chewing gum for the breath, gotta keep it fresh guys, and hand lotion cream. Comfort items, that's all, nothing complicated. Over here is a vacuum sealed packet of spare change to get me out of the AO quickly. We have one $20 bill, one $10 bill, one $5 bill, 5 $1 bills, and 8 quarters for toll roads or phone calls from a roadside payphone. Over here are the keys to the kingdom. They go to all my modular survival kits, and I have quite a few which are always inventoried, double-checked, and locked at all times. Here are some spare house and car keys with a spare car alarm tweeper. No use having the keys when you can't secure your vehicle as well. These are all my toiletries: Gold Bond powder, underarm deodorant, Head and Shoulders shampoo, Dove bar soap, compact mirror, razor shaver and 4 cartridges, foldable toothbrush, dental floss, mini toothpaste, and Q-tips. Again, real basic shit. Here are my 2 Nalgene water bottles, 1 liter apiece, attached to the sides of my ruck with specialized pouches. All these items here go in the map pouch. First, we have a colored printout of all my cache locations, both maps and descriptions included. Here's a copy, not original, a copy of my birth certificate. Looking as dark as I do, you never know when the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency will hit me up for my citizenship, especially during a disaster situation. Here's a copy of my military DD-214. Here's a copy of my driver's license and social security card, as well as an NRA card. Here's a copy of my handgun safety certificate. Here's my up-to-date passport. If I ever need to bug out of the country, I'm ready to go now. Inside my passport is my passport card, which is separate and required to cross the border into Mexico or Canada for extended periods of time. Here's some silver coins. If the dollar continues to devalue, and it will, if it ever falls flat, 1 silver coin will be enough to buy a family of 4 groceries for 1 week. Here's a laminated map of the San Francisco Bay Area, a laminated map of the state of California, and a laminated map of the entire USA. Buy laminated maps. Paper will either rip, stain, or turn to mush in the rain. You can count on that. Okay, gotta move quickly. Time is running out. Here's what's in the interior radio pouch. We have my boonie hat, sunglasses, and protective case, genuine military 550 quarter suspension line, 50 feet of it, and a military rain poncho. Makes an awesome expedient shelter. Let's take a closer look at this roll. First, we have a P38 can opener, some poison ivy spray. Here is a waterproof writing pad with an all-weather pen. Here is poison ivy soap and a charged spare camera battery. Here's 2 metal clips, 10 feet of wire, and some electrical tape. Here's a military field dressing and also 2 packs of Stay Alert caffeinated gum. Here's some heavy-duty electrolyte packets, some rehydration salts, and some hand warmers. Here's my backup GPS battery case that runs on these 4 AA batteries. Here's some insect repellent along with 5 wet fire chemical tinder cubes. Here's a small Maglite flashlight with a big battery caddy. I have AAA, AA, and 9-volt batteries. Here's a Bic lighter, sewing kit with buttons, small tie wraps, and waterproof matches. Here's some poison ivy removal scrub. This stuff is awesome, folks. Some Gorilla Tape, a lensatic compass, 2 clothespins, and large tie wraps. Here's my secondary survival kit. We have earplugs, a fire starter steel, 2 bright yellow chemical lights, 2 wax candles, 1 loud whistle, and some pepper spray. Why shoot a wild animal or human when you can pepper spray them?